All right, I know everybody is still eating, but I'm going to go ahead and get started. If you feel like I'm yelling at you, I am. The speakers are not working right now, so can you hear me in the back? Can y'all hear me? So every coach that comes up here, as we come up, y'all know the routine. You're going to have to yell a little bit louder, but use your gym voice. We all know how to do that. First things first, if you look in, a lot of people have been asking questions. This is our second year to do this. If you look inside your program, there should be an insert. There is no title on it, but what it is, it's the Academic All-Stars. And what the Academic All-Stars, what it is it's every, I keep saying student athlete because that's what we're pushing, but it's the student athletes that competed all year with a 3.5 or higher. If they dipped under it or, they probably got pulled out of it for a little bit, but these are ones that competed the full year for a 3.5 or over. So it's a pretty big accomplishment. Obviously a lot more girls than boys, but that's still a big accomplishment, and I think we want to give them a round of applause for that. Like we said a while ago in the welcome, thanks for coming out. This is all about a lot of people think it's just about the seniors, and it's really not. It's about coming together for all of the athletes and everything that they've done the year. But what we do is we really push the seniors for tonight. And the Academic All-Stars is kind of a way to say, here's some underclassmen. You're still not overlooked. You still have a purpose. You're still recognized. But mainly tonight is about the seniors, their accomplishments, because this is their last week. They graduate on Friday. So this week is about pushing them. And that's hopefully what we're going to do tonight. Before I get started, I know a lot of people are still finishing up eating, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw out my thank yous before we get started, and then I'll just roll right into the first speaker. And by that time, hopefully, they're finished eating, the award winners finished eating. But administration. I will say that. I do thank y'all for letting us do this. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know if we were going to be able to pull a meal this year. I went to Mr. Bunch. He said, get it done. Doesn't matter. So thanks to Airmark and everything they did. Miss Lisa Haywood really went to bat for me and helped me to get all the chicken lined out. But everybody in the office, I can't thank enough of the administration office, Miss Celia over there, Miss Brandy, Miss Lynette. I could do a whole 5-minute speech over Miss Lynette Beard and how important she is to me, because I go over there with a problem, she fixes it. Now she's gonna let me hear about it, but she fixes it. Mr. Richard, Miss Sue, all the custodial workers. These tables are set up because of Mr. Richard this afternoon. So, because I was gone, he did it all. And Miss Sue, she'll somehow or another be responsible for helping clean it up. So their importance is necessary. The Megan Doyle and the Booster Club. Megan had to step up today to do as she always does, setting up all the, I guess arrangements, the right thing to say. On the tables, she's stepping up for me on the plaque table tonight. Booster Club always comes through for us, and I do appreciate that. Anyone who assists in the Pee Wee programs. The feeder programs are the most important thing that you can do here. If you start at a young age, whether it's your 4th graders, I'm not talking about just football. I'm talking about everything that we do. Volleyball is included, basketball is included, anything that we do. These feeder programs are so important on getting to where you are now. And I can say that you seniors that are sitting here right now, you remember what you did in 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade to get to the point that you're at right now. And grown folks, other people, whatever, who helped you get to where you're at. And that's how important Pee Wee is, and that's they need to be recognized as well. Mr. Alton's back there taking pictures again, like always. I always have to thank him. Zach Hoyt, I know I saw you eating a while ago somewhere. There you are, on cue. For everything he does. And I think I'm probably leaving people out, but I can always come in at the end and add more thank yous. But I'm ready to get started. Coach Gates, where are you at? Coach Gates is up with our tennis award.
Okay, guys, if you see the program, you know that tennis is always first on the program. And I want to tell you that I appreciate the opportunity to go first every year. Me and Coach Martin always say, I'm first, she's next. But I want to say about tennis that tennis is a lifelong sport. And when you can't play football anymore, you can't play basketball anymore, and you can't play volleyball anymore, you can play tennis. And you can play competitive tennis. In fact, most cities have leagues for men and for women. And then even, smaller towns at least have courts where you can get out and you can play. And I've been the tennis coach for the last 6 years. And I'll tell you, this year has been the year that we've had the most players on the team than ever before. We've had a full roster, boys and girls. And that's, you got to have 6 boys and 6 girls to have a full roster. Used to, when I first started coaching tennis, I'm trying to recruit people. We'd have PE, 7th and 8th grade. We'd go out to the courts just to scout and see who could play, who could swing the racket. And then we'd talk to some of them. Oftentimes we'd have volleyball girls, that looked like they had some ability, could serve, had some movement about them. And then there would be some football players, but volleyball and football sometimes conflicts with tennis schedule because it's in the fall. And so they oftentimes choose volleyball or football. But I, as the former basketball coach, would always just try to get some of our basketball kids, boys and girls, that didn't play anything else because they were athletic and they could move. And I thought, I can teach the fundamentals. And that's exactly what we did in order to try to build a tennis program. So what I want to do at this time is, I'm going to do 5 minutes, Natalie. So when I mention your name, what I want you to do is just stand. And I'm going to recognize the team members of the tennis team. Malachi Gates. Yeah. Jaron Frazier. Jalen Frazier, Jaquarius Bill Williams, Jackson Gates, Lucas Salinas, Girls Squad Reagan Head, Kaylee Cox, Aubrey Burns, Nia Davis, and Anna Clark. If you would just remain standing for just a moment. As I said, this was the biggest team that we've had since I've been coaching. I'm so proud of them. And there were some awards that I want to mention. And those who have the awards already have their patches. But I just want to recognize them. In singles, all conference was Malachi Gates. And Malachi qualified for the state tournament this year. And then in doubles, boys qualified for state, also all conference, Jackson Gates and Jalen Frazier in doubles. Then we had in doubles who also qualified for state tournament was Jaron Frazier and Bill Williams. And in girls, we had a doubles team that qualified for state. This is the first girls team I've had go to state this year since I've been coaching tennis, and that was Reagan Head and Aubrey Burns. All right, you guys may be seated. This is all conference for tennis this year. And our senior award this year goes to the student who qualified for the state tennis tournament 4 years in a row as a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior. It's the only time in Greyhound history that we've had a tennis player qualify all 4 years in a row. He is he's made me so proud over the years, not only as his father but as his coach. And this year's tennis award goes to Malachi Gates.
All right. Hi. Well, we had a great golf season. We hosted district this year, and it went off, I thought, very well. I would like to thank everybody who helped out. The Newport Country Club for letting us host there, and for all the people who gave us the golf carts, monitors, donated waters and drinks, because I couldn't have done it by myself, and I didn't. So I really want to thank everybody who helped. Let's see. I would also like to ask the golf team to stand up if you are here, if you played golf this year. Yay. All right. We are missing some, but we have a young team, and we only had 2 seniors. You guys can sit. The seniors are Will Keedy and Sophie Falwell. Will and Jake both qualified for state this year, and we went and played. Will made it in the top 10. That was amazing. And then my senior award goes to Will Keedy. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm Ed Jones. I'm the senior Army instructor. I've been here about 26 years, and every year we've got better in marksmanship. All cadets, could be 110 down to 50, take marksmanship at least 1 year. Of those, usually 10 continue to shoot their entire career. For the last decade, we've been the first or second place team in the state of Arkansas in precision shooting, and that happened again this year. I want to recognize 4 of our shooters, but before I do, I want to recognize 3 of our coaches. Sergeant Major Crockett started the program, took over by First Sergeant Daniel for 20-something years, and now we have First Sergeant Johnson. So those are the actual people that know how to shoot. I can shoot, but not nearly as good as those 3 guys. I want to recognize 2 seniors and 2 juniors. Jasmine, you out there, come on down. Right, Rodriguez, Andre, come on down. Seth Morales. Seth Morales, where are you? Come on down. Zach Hardaway, come on down. Now, one thing I learned, and it was a hard thing for me to learn, in this sport, women usually win. That's the truth of the matter. The females that we've had competed against, we've had 3 that went to the Olympics. So this is a sport that men and women can compete equally. Some years a male wins, but more often a female wins. One of the best shooters in the entire state is the junior shooter we see right here, Jasmine. She's won the state overall precision, and she's coming back next year, and my bets are that she's going to win it again. Andre had won the region and was on the number 2 team in the state precision. Outside down here, we have a sporter category. Precision, they wear the leather outfit, the gloves. Shoot sporter, you just got to shoot with the rifle. This young man came in first in the region and 2 the shooting category. Now, the last man I want to talk about, I've been with him for a long time, even before JROTC. He's number 1 shooter in the state in the prone position, which means he's a very good shooter. He's been a member of the last 3 years of the team that was either first or second in the state. And more importantly, he joined the United States Army and is reporting to basic training in about 2 weeks.
Okay, Coach Akins is not able to be here because she had surgery last week on her knee. So I'm going to go ahead and read her stuff for the Whippets. First of all, from both of us in the Spirit squads, we want to thank Mr. Bunch and the admin, Coach Hinsley, Megan Doyle and the Booster Club for all their support throughout our seasons this year. So for the Whippets, they attended a home camp in which they learned 3 routines, tried out for All-American, worked on technique, and came together as a team. 7 varsity athletes were nominated for All-American. Caitlin Poole, Guidance Stewart, Kiela Bracey, Kaylee Cox, Talaja Curry, Macy Hembry, Brandasia Hickman, and Kinsey Cook received All-American. As a team, they came away with 21 individual ribbons for routines and 12 drill-down ribbons, spirit stick, and a bid to nationals, as well as the Superior Trophy. This was the first year for the dance team to be competitive in over 15 years. They won first place at the Brooklyn Dance Competition and 4th place at state in the game day dance category. The competition dance team consisted of Kiela Bracey, Kaylee Cox, Kinsey Cook, Mia Montez Faust, Sadie Pry, Brandasia Hickman, Sanaya Curry, and Talaja Curry. Kinsey Cook was also chosen to be part of the all-state dance team for the 2021-2022 season. And they had no seniors. So I'm going to try to make it through this without crying. But first of all, I want to thank all of the support that we've had this year. It's my husband for sitting through many cheer competitions and having to do what he's doing right now and taking care of 2 wonderful children. This was this year was full of a lot of firsts for the cheerleaders. It was the first time most of them had ever attended an overnight camp. Every single girl on junior high, which a lot of them, some of them are standing over there, and senior high received All-American nominations. We actually had 2 from our junior high squad. One of them is here, Layla Wakefield. She did get All-American, as well as Bianca Gonzalez. I also want to recognize Madison Lovelady. She was top 6 in the Top Gun jumps. And Bailey Stokes, before she messed her knee all up, won the Top Gun jumps. So we also had 4 pennant forward recipients at camp, and that was Layla Wakefield, Shaylee Elliott, Emily Jackson, and Keely Henderson. They were chosen by either the staffers at camp for their attitudes or other campers that pinned it to them. Both squads earned Most Improved and National Championship bids. The junior high earned Technical Excellence in Jumps, Voice, and Spirit and Excellent and Superior ribbons for their band chant performance. Senior high earned Technical Excellence in Motions and 2 Excellent ribbons and 2 Superior ribbons for band chant and game day cheer. Camp really prepared these girls for another first, and that was competing this year. It was the first time in over 10 years that the cheerleaders competed. They competed in the game day division, which is a new division in high school competitive cheer. They had to perform a band chant, situational sideline, crowd leading cheer, and the fight song. There were lots of obstacles that they had to face throughout the competition season, and I'm pretty sure we changed the routine every week. But they made it through it, and they went right along with everything that I wanted to change. Every competition, they got better, their scores improved, and they ended up with 3 third-place trophies this season. Members of the competition squad were freshman Madison Lovelady, sophomores Olivia Hagewood, Keely Henderson, Ella Howard, and Madison Mahan. Juniors Mikkel Johnson, JC Tarwater, co-captain Ailey Fields, and co-captain Emily Jackson. And then Macy Faust and Emmy Addington were also our hypes throughout the season. And then I have 1 senior this year, so it was really hard to figure out who that senior award was going to. But Shaylee Elliott, and she also earned all-state recognition. So Shaylee, come on up. I cannot say enough about this girl. She has been my captain for the last few years and has done so much. Oops, sorry. We had an amazing season, and I'm so proud of each of them. The future is bright for Newport Cheer, and I know they will continue to do great things. Thank you, girls and parents, for allowing me to be your coach for the last 2 years. I'm going to miss everyone.
All right, guys, I'm going to be doing the senior high track boys awards. I want to say a couple thank yous first. Thank you first for the kids for coming out. I know track's not the most fun thing to go and run a lot, so thank you for coming out. Parents for allowing me to coach your kids, admin for all kinds of stuff, guys, letting us out early all the time and just supporting us. Coach Honsley for getting us equipment and anything that we needed. Booster Club for meals and snacks for state. And then lastly, my wife for sacrificing about 3 nights a week of time. So we had a good year. We didn't have very good weather. In track, really, guys, if it's not warm, if it's windy, if it's cold or raining, you're not going to have good times. We only had one good night this year that we had good weather. So that kind of hampered a lot of the things that we wanted to do. But we improved in a lot of areas. I was really proud of our middle distance with the 400, 800, right around there. We improved there a lot. We had good sprinters, which we always will here. And we had throwers that improved quite a bit as well. I think it's going to be a very good group in the next coming years once we start adding the younger kids in. So I'm going to go over a couple of the places from district. We finished first in the 4x1. That was C.J. Young, and if you're here, stand up, please. C.J. Young, Colin Cright, Tonio Phillips, and Isaiah Kendall. That was our 4x1 team. The 4x2 team, they finished first as well. We got DQ'd in it, but we still won by like 5 seconds. That was Kieran Childress, Tonio Phillips, Isaiah Kendall, and Colin Cright. That was our 4x2. Second place at district, Colin Cright got second in the 100-meter dash. Jaron Frazier got second in the 800. Which is something that I don't think's been done in quite a while here at Newport. So good job, Jaron. And second was Isaiah Kendall in the long jump. We also got third in the 4x4. That was Antoine Hardaway, Noah Curtis, Josh Drennan, and Jaron Frazier. We got third in the 4x8. That was Noah Curtis, Josh Drennan, Antonio Ross, and Jaron Frazier. Colin Cright got third in the high jump, and Caden Johnson got third in the triple jump. Fourth place finishers, we had Colin in the 200, Josh Drennan in the 400, and Noah Curtis in the 800. Fifth place was Karan Spearman in the shot put, and C.J. Young in the 100. Seventh place, Isaiah Kendall in the 100-meter dash, and Kieran Childress in the long jump. And then eighth place, we had Kieran Childress in the 100 and Matthew Riley in the 2-mile. So that's pretty much all the places that we had. State didn't go exactly how we wanted. A lot of things kind of happened there at the end, and we had to kind of struggle to get our teams together for relays. It wasn't a very good morning either. We had cold, windy, and we had tornadoes the night before. So it wasn't a great start to state. But I want to talk about my seniors real quick. I had 3 of them. Antoine Hardaway, he ran the 4x4 for us. Caden Johnson did just about every jump, triple and long jump for us. And then lastly, Jaron Frazier. He did a lot of the mid distance that I was talking about. As you can tell from the relays, he was our anchor leg on all those relays, and he ran he got second in the 800. So that is who my senior award is going to go to, is Jaron Frazier.
Okay. So if you can tell, I'm not a very good public speaker. I do my best. And I'm going to kind of piggyback of what Coach Ains said. Track season was cold, wet, and rainy. Very cold at times. I mean, I think we were sick about half the track season. The only good day we had was district, and it was nice. These girls pushed through it, even though we were freezing. We'd bring blankets and, our raincoats and everything. Y'all went through April with us. But I would like to thank the junior high girls. If you could just stand up, the ones that moved up. All the ninth graders that I moved up for district. They came out and ran. I had 2 of them qualify for state, and I'll get with them just a second. But give these junior high girls a round of applause. Hopefully, they will continue with track, and we can build the track team. My senior high, would you please stand up? All senior high. Senior high. There you go. There it is. Keep standing. There you go. I'm just kidding. My senior high, y'all did a great job. I'm very proud of all of you. I would like to congratulate the 4x1 team for making state this year. And when I call your name, please stand up. Kyra Cright, Camilla Rucker, Leila Henderson, and Avery Robinson, and Grace Fain. 4x1 team. We competed at state, and they got 9th place overall, so that was amazing. I would like Aubrey Burns. Would you please stand up? She's a 9th grader. She went to state for the long jump. To qualify as a 9th grader was huge, so I'm very proud of her, and we're excited to see what she has in store. And Camilla Rucker, would you please stand? She competed in the 100-meter dash and got 8th in the state, so we're very proud. My 2 seniors, Grace and Camilla, please come forward. All right. Very proud of them. I would tell them to run, and they would run. Even though coach, I'm called up like, do it anyways. They're both hard workers, and I will miss them tremendously. My senior award goes to Camilla Rucker.
All right, so will the softball team please stand? So before I start with all of the awards, I would really like for everyone to give these kids a round of applause. I talk to them all the time about making history, and they did that this year. This is the first time in 12 years that a Newport softball team, and only the second team to make it to the regional tournament. I tell them all the time that, I might be their coach, but all the hard work is put in because of them, and it's their team, and they're the only reason that team made it that far. And I'm telling you, this is a really special group. We are losing one player, and I'm telling you right now, look forward for more because this group's not done at all. It's not done. Y'all can have a seat. Y'all can have a seat. A little bit about the season. Our overall record, we finished with 14-8. We finished 4th in conference. Harding Academy finished first, but we were their only loss this season. We made it to regionals in 12 years. We had one of our pitchers throw a no-hitter. We also, in the regional tournament when we played Hoxie, we hit 3 bombs over the fence in the same inning. And that's never been done at Newport. It's never been done. And 2 of them were back-to-back. Reagan and Gracie, back-to-back, they hit 2 home runs. First off, you know, from day one, I told them that we needed to put Newport softball back on the map, and all of you have done that so far. You have. First off, we have an Outstanding Offensive Player Award. This award is giving to the most valuable softball player based on batting average, on-base percentage, and leadership on and off the field. This kid, her batting average was a .492, her on-base percentage was a .582, slugging was an .831, and she had 20 RBIs on the season. Our outstanding offensive player goes to Abby Nation. Our next award is for Outstanding Defensive Player. This award is based off of fielding percentage, the ability to make the correct play, and the ability to make the most difficult plays. This kid, her fielding percentage was a .990, batting average is a .455, on-base percentage is a .520, slugging is .758, and she had 22 RBIs. She's one heck of a base runner, and I'm telling you, she's the best catcher in our conference without a doubt. And this goes to Gracie McGuire. The next award is called the Crucial Player Award. This is given out to the kid who has the best offensive skill development, defensive skill development, and she has, anytime there's a crucial play that's going to happen in the most crucial time, she's the one that you can count on. In our game against Clinton, she's the one who started the rally for us. We were down. It was a deficit. She hit a triple to the opposite field, and it got us going, and I think we put up, 12 runs after that, and without that hit, there's no way that we win the ball game, and it's just stuff like that she does over and over and over again, and that's why that we chose her for this award. Her batting average is a .415, on-base percentage is a .493, slugging is .692. She had 20 RBIs, and her fielding percentage is a .941. The Crucial Player Award goes to Reagan Head. Promise I'm almost done. This next one, it's the Top Dog Award. This has to do with attitude, team involvement, and an individual who displays good character and sportsmanship on and off of the field. We've had several discussions about how a dugout can win you ball games. And without this kid being there, we don't win the ball games. She's always the first one that you hear. She's a little bit of a loudmouth when you get to know her. But you just can't win the ball games without her there. And the one game that she did miss, we did not do great. And our Top Dog Award goes to Azalee Childers. This next award, I had to call people and I had to look back on stats for the past 10 years to make sure that I had the correct information. But this is for one of our pitchers. She has dominated all year long. She has for the past couple of years. There for a little while, she was the only pitcher that we had. This season, she pitched 81 innings. She started 19 games, faced 414 batters, threw 1,318 total pitches. She struck out 59 batters, has a 3.8 ERA, and she only allowed 8 stolen bases on the season. This kid has been through a lot, but she has overcome, and she has so much fight in her. Every time that she steps up to the box, into the circle, I mean, she gives 100% every single time. And, dang it. She also, against Riverview, she threw a no-hitter, and it's the first time that has ever been done in the history of Newport softball. So that on its own is a feat in itself. So, this award goes to Emily Addington. All right, last but not least, senior award. I'm going to try not to get emotional because the last time that we did before a ball game, I cried in the huddle, and I don't usually do that. But this kid, she's the only one that I've coached for 4 years. She's special. She could go play anywhere that she wants to. She is going to hustle. She's going to fight. She's going to be the one to just dive anytime she can. She's going to be the one that you see with the all white on, and there's not going to be a white spot on it. There's going to be dirt all over it. She is one of the best kids that I've ever had the pleasure of coaching, and that senior award goes to Abby Nation.
Does everyone hear me? We're good? All right. Baseball season was a very long, lengthy season that, I mean, when we first came out, I challenged these boys. That's one thing that I wanted to do, probably more than I should have, learning as a young coach, but also dealing with a very young team. But what really spoke to me was how these boys took that challenge. It's unbelievable. I don't think that this team's we played 31 games. I don't think that's happened in a very long time. And to see a large group of freshmen take on that kind of role and accept it, and be in a lot of games, a lot of good teams that we played that we were very close, and even though the score doesn't show it, for 4, 5, 6 innings, our boys competed and continued to learn, and that's one thing that I'm very excited about, like softball. We got 3 seniors, and 2 of them were starters this year. So we've got 2 starters that are leaving. One of them played the field. The other was a very big stick for us on DH. So really, we have 8 starters coming back on defense, with 7 starters coming. I mean, we've got a lot of youth. We've got a lot of excitement coming for baseball, and I'm very excited to move on into our summer. Our summer program is going to be real good, and these kids are very eager. Like we said, that first week that we lost out in district, we had kids texting me, "Hey, Coach, let's go. Let's get after it. Let's get done. Let's get better this summer." And so that's the kind of attitude that we're dealing with these young kids, and I'm very excited to work with them. Like I said, we had a very long season, but there's a lot of accomplishments that happened with a lot of these kids. For starters, voted on, we'll just go ahead and go with the all-conference selection. Oh, actually, first of all, y'all stand up. Baseball team, stand up. Y'all give them a hand right here. That's my fault. So, hey, that's like I said, a very good group of guys right here. And we had 2 all-conference. Like I said, this is voted on by all of our coaches, unanimous, all conference. The first one is Will Keating. You can stand up. I'll get something to you. They haven't, Baseball hasn't ended, so I'll get that to you, though, okay, once we get that printed off. So sorry about that. The next one is unanimously Ethan Norris. That's a big deal. Like I said, Will, very experienced baseball player, very deserving of the award. But it was really an honor to see the coaches in our conference look at one of our freshmen and say, he's it. He's honorable for our all-conference. And so I was very excited to be able to receive that and honored. And so with that accomplishment, I've got out about 4 or 5 awards. To start out, we have the offense, or actually the heart of the defense. I call it the rock of the defense. We had a kid right here who took on a role that maybe at the very beginning of the year he wasn't quite very excited to take. But in the end, he jumped into it. He got on fire for it. The goal that we set was 1 to 2 pass balls per game. And with a .950, that means 95% of the time, I mean, he was doing his job as a freshman behind the plate. And that rock of the defense is Jack Sampson. Another, again, we've got the outstanding offense. I call it the heart of the offense. And what's crazy is the heart of our offense was, again, we look at youth and to see what this kid did throughout the year. Going into April, he didn't have necessarily the greatest April, but going into April, he was batting, I think, around .467 as a freshman. And we had played 16 games that year. His on-base percentage was .667. That means that, close to 3 out of 4 times this kid was getting on base. That's how automatic he was. That's incredible for a freshman. But like I said, he ended up, I think, .368 on the year. His on-base percentage was about .467. So, like I said, that's still incredible for a freshman. Again, we have a lot of youth coming back. In the heart of the offense, and actually sneak this in here, 19 stolen bases. That's incredible. He did his job as our leadoff hitter, and that's Ethan Norris. This next recipient, I call this, it's like my Pride Award. It's my Spirit Award, however you want to call it. This is the kid that, he made everything. He was the envision of what I want for our baseball team. As far as a teammate goes, as far as somebody that comes to work, puts his nose to the ground, and does exactly what's asked of him. I had to tell this kid to stop going and getting foul balls because he was keeping charts. He was keeping the count for my pitch count. He was doing everything. This kid put it on his back, did not complain one bit, went and got extra stuff off the bus. He was trying to, we were trying to warm up, and this kid would go and start setting up for the starters. This was a complete servant. One of the things that I taught our kids was on their shirts, you might see it says, I am SSS. Okay? And what that stands for is, I'm a servant, I'm sacrifice, and I'm selfless. And he embodied all 3 of those things. That is what I call the 3 S's of being a great teammate. And he's not here. He had to go to work. But my servant, what I call the heart of a greyhound, goes to Jaden Godare. Last but not least, I decided to have a fun award, something that you can look at that is kind of unusual in baseball, but for some reason it happens all the time. This kid right here probably still has a purple elbow. This dude took, I think, what was it, 17, 18 balls off of the same elbow. How he can swing a bat, I don't know. Okay? But this guy, that right there is the most selfless act you can have in baseball, and I'm sure in softball the same, is to wear a pitch. To be able to take a pitch, some kids are scared to get hit, and that's okay. But this kid stood in there fearless and did exactly what he needed to do to get on base. I think his on-base percentage was .550, something close to that. That's incredible. And that's my Big Bruiser Award, Jacob Ozier. And finally, we have our senior award for baseball. Like we said, we don't have very many seniors. We have 3 that stuck it out all year. And this one guy right here, like I said, it was very hard to decide between the 3 of them, but this one stuck out in the fact of it wasn't your normal baseball guy. This wasn't your guy that came in and was accustomed to being a baseball player, but he came in and he did exactly what he was asked to do. He came in and embodied what we needed to be done and the leadership. I mean, it's very hard for these kids, these seniors. I think they had 3 or 4 coaches in 4 years. That's tough, especially one like me who's young, fiery, and I mean, I put a lot on their table 5 days a week. And this kid showed up as much as he possibly could, balancing on the fact that, he's going to go play college football. And so, like I said, my senior award goes to Brady Cook.
Hello, everyone. So I'd like to start out, if you are a part of just the senior high volleyball team, go ahead and stand up. Senior high volleyball, stand up, stand up, stand up. And if you are a part of the volleyball program in general, would you please stand up? Junior high, 7th grade, stand up. So I want everybody to look around. This isn't everybody, but I want you to know that the volleyball program here at Newport is constantly growing and constantly getting better. And that's because these girls put in so much work, not during the regular season, but during the summer. So here shortly, when we get done with school, they will be putting in work over the summer. So everybody give them a... So I have a couple of awards I want to give out tonight. The first award I'm going to give out is the Defensive Player of the Year award. This person is aggressive. This is the type of kid that is constantly on the ground. Coach Reynolds reminds me all the time about how amazed he is at how volleyball girls sacrifice their bodies and they get bruises and court burns and all that. This is that kid. They're willing to get the bruises. They're willing to be a great defensive leader, and this award goes to Amarani Gomez. This next award is our Offensive Player of the Year award. So this kid not only ran our offense this past season, but she was a threat from the serving line. She is consistent, and she made sure that she's a hustler at every practice. If there's a free ball in the air, she's the one going for it. She's a vocal leader, and that's why this award goes to Emily Addington. This next award that I'm giving out is something that I feel like people don't really realize how important this aspect of volleyball is. Volleyball is a rapid sport, and by that you have to have short-term memory because the next play is coming immediately. if you mess up, if you don't do as well as you think that you should have, you have to listen to your teammates, and they tell you that it's okay, and you move on. This is the type of kid that would constantly do that. This is the kid that would constantly pick up her teammates. Even if she did bad herself, she would apologize and say, hey, that's my bad, I got the next ball. Or if one of her teammates messed up, she went over to them and reassured them that everything was going to be all right, and she was proud of them for trying their hardest. And this award goes to Olivia Hagewood. All right, and my last award is my senior award. When it comes to volleyball, you've got to really love it. It's a fun sport, but there's a lot of time that's got to be put into it because there's so many aspects of the game. This kid was always a good teammate. She always had a smile on her face. She was a great leader, and overall, she's the kind of kid that you want to work with and have in your program. She's actually the kind of kid that would be in the middle of a workout and then go and throw up in a trash can and come back and finish her workout. And that goes to Amarani Gomez. It only happened once. It only happened once.
Just bear with me for a second, please. I just had surgery on Friday. I was told to stay home for 10 days, so you see how that worked out. These girls are really important to me. The school is really important to me. I wanted to be here if at all possible. Coach Jasmine, would you like to come assist me, please? Thank you. She does that a lot, just in case if y'all are wondering. Nobody hit the deck. We're good. Okay. I'm Coach Thomas, coach girls basketball. Coach Jasmine and I, we're very happy with the group of girls we got to work with this year. If you are a member of the senior high girls basketball team, would you please stand up? You can sit back down. These girls, they took on a pretty big challenge from me right off the bat. We came in, we asked them to change everything, the way that they thought, the way that they acted, to believe in something greater than themselves. And they did a great job of coming out every night and competing. We were very competitive. We didn't win the games we wanted to win, and you never do. Girls, you're never going to win every single thing in life. But if you're going out and working hard, you believe in yourself, you're pushing forward, good things are going to happen. At the end of every ball game, there's always a coaches meeting. Coaches want to shake your hand. And there's one of two ways that works. Either you beat them and they want to shake your hand and walk away, or they beat you and they want to talk about it. All right? And it's usually not to brag, but, you know, a lot of times coaches will boast. What I got at the end of every game was, wow, Coach, you guys got something special going on here at Newport. You know, your things are really changing. You know, you're doing a great job with these girls. And I always had the same reply. The reason why we're the way we are is because of the girls. I mean, it's them. They are the ones that come out and work. They're the ones with the 2-hour practices in the barn with no air conditioner all summer long. They're the ones that go and play endless amounts of games. They're the ones that when they hurt their ankle, they didn't have surgery, but when they hurt their ankle, I'm still expecting them to perform. They put a lot of themselves into this, and I'm very, very appreciative of them and what they've done. When our season ended, it is not the way it's ever ended unless you win a state championship. That's what our goal was. Like, you know, we're a one-win team that wants to win a state championship the next year. That's who we were. That's who we're always going to be. You know, we're going to always want the best. We're going to always want more, and that's what I expect from these ladies. And when it ended and we were so close and had a lead on a really good team that ended up making state, I couldn't help but smile. Like the girls, you could tell in the locker room, they're crying, but they knew it. They knew where they had ended from their little bitty beginning to their very big end. I mean, it was just something so special. It's something that I'll never forget, and I'm so glad that I got to be a part of that with them. But we're not done. We're not done. We had 4 seniors on the team, and they had different roles, and we have a lot of young kids coming back, and I'm super excited about it. And Newport sports in general is on the rise, and it's a great time to be a Greyhound. I put together a few awards. My first award is Offensive Player of the Year. This girl, she can score when you need her to score. She has sometimes even scored when you tried not to get her to score. But she was that kid that's always going to bring it on every possession, and she's a great role model for younger ball players who want to know how to work and how to push themselves to be something greater. Our Offensive Player of the Year, who scored 498 points this year in 25 games, is Reagan Head. Do what? 498's a lot, guys. It really is. She's only 20 points shy of having 1,500 for her career, and I expect that to happen very soon when next season starts. That's a really big deal. Coach Golden threw out a whole bunch of stats. This is an award where I don't have a stat for it, because being this person doesn't mean your stats are always great. And this one is Defensive Player of the Year. Now, I could throw at you how many steals, or block shots that this person had. But if you're the best defender on the team, you probably don't get a lot of those because you're going against everybody's best every single night. So this kid doesn't have the most steals on my team, not the most blocks, not the most rebounds. But this kid, when we went to go play Harding Academy and somebody needed to take care of their stud, that's who we called on. We went to play Clinton. Who's going to stop somebody? This girl. And that's who we called every single time. So our Defensive Player of the Year is Grace Fain. Next award is the Impact Player. I kind of created that on my own. This player is somebody who they walk into the gym, they just kind of change everything that's going on. They raise the expectation, they bring the intensity. They're somebody that you want on your team. It doesn't matter if they score. They don't have to score to be a factor. They don't have to steal the ball to be a factor. But when they're on the floor, they're on your team, they're in your huddle, they're making a difference all the time. So my Impact Player is Antonia Davis. The scooter's only supposed to work one way. Next award, Most Improved. A lot of times when you think of Most Improved, you think of somebody who was not very good at basketball and they got better at basketball. And that's what you think of it as. That's not the same for me. For me, it's that person who not just improves on the floor, but they improve in character. They improve in all those different walks of their life. This person had to take on a lot of different roles and was asked to do a whole lot of stuff and grew a whole lot as a person, and I'm very super proud of her. My most improved player, Aubrey Neal. It's getting unstable up here. Just two more, I swear, and I'm done. The last award is Player of the Year. This award could have been given to anybody that's already received an award. There's so many girls on my team that were deserving of stuff. I could have went off and gave 30 different awards. But this player right here has made an immediate impact, and I think she'll make an impact this next season. I think she's going to make a next impact as she moves forward in her career. Our 2022 Player of the Year, Reagan Head. Right before the senior award, I want to mention two more things. We were very blessed. We have two athletes who have been offered college scholarships to play basketball at the next level. I have Brianna Green, who's a senior over there. Stand up, Bree. She was offered a scholarship to play at Milwaukee Technical College in Wisconsin. Very excited about that. She's going to do great things there. And then also Reagan Head. She was offered a scholarship at Curly's Ridge College, correct? And very super excited. It's nice to be having colleges, looking at your players and offering to let them move forward and help pay for some of that college, because we all know how expensive it is. Our last award's our senior award. My senior award was voted on by my players that are not seniors. We asked them to look at somebody and not see numbers. We don't want them to look at them and say, oh, she's a great shooter. We want them to look at our seniors and say, she's a great person. That's somebody who wants to represent us if they are to go somewhere, who's going to represent Greyhound Nation. And I give that totally to them. They know each other well. They know what each other do, in the lights and out of the lights. And so our team voted senior award goes to Camilla Rucker. Sorry, Camilla.
All right, first of all, thank you all for coming, taking your own time to come out and support these athletes. First thing I want to do is thank my two assistant coaches. Coach LeVar, please stand up. Coach Jack Clark in the back. I would let Coach LeVar say some words, but we'd be here till about 10:30. I would let Coach Clark say some words, but the speech would already be over. So we're just I promise to fall in between those two, okay? On a serious note, the first people I want to thank as a group are my players. Please stand up if you played for the boys basketball team this year. All right, y'all can sit down. Spotlight's on me right now. No, for real though, as a young, newer head coach, I couldn't have asked for a better group of guys. We raised the bar, tried to set the standard really high. I wanted them to represent Newport the way everybody knows the heart of Newport is. The stigma outside of Newport, and I tell this to every single person I meet. the stigma outside of Newport doesn't match what's in here, and I wanted the boys basketball program to represent that. From warm-ups to off the court in the community, I wanted you guys to be proud of these boys, and I think that we have some guys that you can definitely hang your hat on and be very proud of. Thank you guys for trusting me, trusting my vision of the program. Sometimes I had some crazy ideas. You guys went through with it. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. Usually I said my bad when it didn't. I know y'all got a little mad at me sometimes, but for the most part, we definitely had some fun. The next group I really want to thank are the parents of our boys. Thank you for trusting me to help mold your boys into young men. That's something that I do not take lightly. It's the part of the job that I love the most. I love loving on your boys. They are your babies. They're your pride and joy, and I don't take that job lightly. I hope that I myself represented the program well and what you wanted to see out of your boys this season. Let's get into the awards before I get emotional. First award I want to give out is the defensive award. There has been some controversy over the defensive award, in which I will explain. When they asked me who I thought should get the defensive award, my mind immediately went to the district tournament, the really important games, the win-or-go-home games. We had a crazy defensive concept. Only a few people know kind of how our attack was into the district tournament and those win-or-go-home games. We put this player on the other team's best player, and we told him, if you keep him from scoring, I don't think the rest of the team can score enough to beat us. He stepped up to the job. He wanted that job. He took pride in that job. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Kylan Kreit. The next award I have is Offensive Player of the Year. Some of you may not see this one coming. This may blindside a few of you. You may think, why him? I don't remember him scoring that much. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously this is my first year here. From what I've been told from our Cable 15 guys, this may be one of the top, what would you say, top 5 moments in Greyhound history? Maybe a top 5 moment in Greyhound history. Raise your hand if when Jonathan Moore hit the game-winning shot against Mountain Home, you were on the court going crazy. We really, listen, y'all don't understand how much it meant for those boys for you guys to be there and support them, and how just go crazy is right, because that shot went in. There was 30 seconds left. We were down 7 points. My parents were watching on the live stream at home, and they said there were almost 200 people on the live stream. When they got the and one to go up 7 with 30 seconds left, it dropped to 79 viewers. 130 people didn't get to witness that because they gave up hope. The point of the program and the point of what I want the boys basketball team to be in the future is don't ever give up hope. Don't ever give up hope. In the game of basketball, in the game of life, don't ever give up hope. Offensive Player of the Year, Jonathan Moore. The next award is Most Improved Player Award. I, like Coach Thomas, it doesn't go to the player that started out bad and ended up good. I'm giving it more to the player who's, when the season started, his vision of him and his role on the team didn't necessarily match my vision of him and his role on the team. He thought that he was a scorer. He thought he was a pretty scorer. I had to convince him that you're an ugly scorer. You're a hideous scorer. You may not score at all. And that's okay. Go get every rebound you can, play your butt off on defense, and talk and help lead the team. I don't think he's here tonight, but Most Improved Player goes to Brendan Curry. All right, last but not least, I have my senior award. My 3 seniors, please stand. Give a hand up for Jalen Frazier, Jaron Frazier, and Caden Johnson. stay up. Okay, this is the one. If I can get through this one, I'm a tough guy, okay? You guys couldn't have made this year any easier. What I want the vision of Newport basketball to be, you guys embody it. These three guys, they body them from day one, specifically the twins who are with me all year. Just fantastic leaders. They showed up every day. They worked their butt off. They were encouraging. If you kept up with the basketball team, they didn't necessarily rack up the minutes. They weren't the highest in minutes. They weren't the leading scorers. We didn't run any single play for any three of them. But they showed up every day, and they were just as sad when we lost as I was, and just as happy when we won as you guys were. Okay, they embody what I want Greyhound basketball to be moving forward. If it was in the athletic budget, I would have given the senior award to all three of them. Had to pick one. Couldn't send one twin home with one and the other twin home with the other, so it goes to Caden Johnson. No, I'm not quite done yet. Usually when you get out the last award, you leave, and some of y'all are probably like, oh, get off the stage. The last people I want to thank is, I really want to take a special thank you to our admin, specifically Mr. Bunch, Coach Bradley, and Coach Gates. You guys took a chance on a young, up-and-coming head coach with big dreams, and I couldn't thank y'all enough. I love it here. I love being a Greyhound. Go Greyhounds.
All right. If you're looking at your program, I am not Mark Hinsley, and I do not coach here. Going to give away the M&P Insurance Spur Player and Player of the Month awards for basketball, girls and boys, and softball, and baseball also. We'll go with basketball here. Jason Thomas, Coach Thomas. Okay, I see you now. For February, the Spur Player of the Month, we'll kind of go quick here because we've got 8 or 9 people to do. The Spur Player of the Month for the month of February was Sadie Washam, and she is not here. She's not here. And then the February Player of the Month was Nia Davis. All right, now the boys basketball. I don't have any stats, which, the coaches kind of hit on everything. That's kind of want to go after them. For basketball, we have the Spur Player of the Month, and that was Demetric Denton. All righty. And then the Player of the Month was John the General Moore. I want to take a time to thank Mr. John Moore. He made me famous for a day. Made me feel real good about myself after that call. All right. Moving into baseball, we have the Spur Player of the Month, and it goes to Lucas Salinas. And the player of the month was Will Keedy. Alrighty, and for softball, we had the Spur player of the month was Tamara Morgan. All right. And the player of the month was Emily Addington. That's all I got. Thank you.
All right, I'm Coach Hinsley, and I will be doing football. I'm going to do another group. As I sat down, my wife sent me a bunch of thank yous that I forgot, so I'm going to throw those back at you. Players and parents, coaches and their families. I think we all know what we have to, what we put ourselves through. Bobby Tucker, I know he's not here, but hopefully he's going to be watching. I mean, if you know Graham football, you know Bobby Tucker, so couldn't do without him. Cheering Whippets for everything that they have done, the band, Randy C. and the press box crew. Never have to call them; they're always there. I never have to worry them to try to get them there. They're always there. Donna McGee, what she did for me in the concession stand was helpful. And it's our last year of doing it, so she's no longer going to be helping in the concession stand. Mr. Alton Walker for pictures. He never hesitated to be on the bus with us, going everywhere we need to go. Zach Hoyt. I don't think I can say anything more about Zach that I hadn't said years past. The Booster Club for everything they've done. Tristan and the Chain Gangs. Once again, never had to call them. Always showed up. Always ready to go. DB, Cable 15 for what they do for our kids. Give them the recognition they deserve. River Country and KP, same idea for the recognition they deserve. And I forgot about Miss Janice earlier. I know every year I talk about Miss Janice, and me and Miss Janice have been working together almost 8 years now. I've given her everything from my grandma's eggs, my phone number. I mean, me and Janice are pretty tight, but Janice is special. I can call her, Janice, I need somebody to help me on the gate, and she finds a way. She's a special woman, and I'll miss you, Janice. You can hear her laughing over y'all's claps. Y'all can hear it, right? Also, the breakfast ladies. I don't know if everybody realizes this, but every game day, a group of mamas and probably they didn't have a dog in the hunt, but they come up there and they cooked every morning for these boys on Fridays. And the grown folks liked it as much as the kids did. I know they did, but it was just a way to come together to get all the kids on the same page before they had to play ball, and that was really special. And they did every Friday. Every Friday. Seniors, please stand. Senior football players. Give them a round of applause, please. All right, guys, you sit down. I don't have fancy plaques. I know if I go to my mom's house right now, I've got stacks of plaques that I've never known what I'm going to do with. So I've never liked just giving out plaques. But what I do is I give Mr. names, and to me that means something. When I go through there, and I don't do Mr. Offense, I don't do Mr. Defense, I just don't do those kind of things. But what I like to do is give them a Mr. name that kind of is their nickname for me. And I thought about who I want to call Mr. Comeback, and there's actually two. Eli, stand up. Jadarius, stand up. Both of these guys had not just season-ending injuries; they had career-ending injuries. I saw Eli's, I saw Jadarius's, and I didn't think they'd play ball again. And if you're talking about seeing these guys as sixth graders, as fifth graders, And to see them those nights, to think that they're never going to play this game they love again, and then they come back, and Eli played quarterback again. He was a super sophomore. I don't know if y'all knew this about Eli Alcorn. He was a super sophomore quarterback as a sophomore. Almost threw for 1,000 yards, threw for 100 yards, run for 1,000 yards, and almost threw for 1,000 yards. He was a super sophomore in the state of Arkansas as a quarterback. And then he had, like I said, to me, I thought it was a career-ending injury. But he came back. Jadarius did the same thing that night at Osceola. It was a really cold night, Jadarius. You remember that about it? I didn't know, that was pretty bad. It was a bad, Tyler's here tonight, didn't he? It almost looked as bad as Tyler's did that night at Pottsville, Tyler? Where was that at? Pottsville, right? So I'm giving these two guys, and I don't have any fancy plaques, guys, but know this in my heart, y'all are Mr. Comebacks for our football team. Mr. Dependable is Braden Taylor. Stand up. That young man doesn't know how much I love him, but you never had to worry about Braden Taylor. And Braden, that means something, not just football, okay? And I know you're going to be a dang good worker one day, a good father one day, and it's because you are dependable. So thank you, Braden. Mr. Grit is Will Keaty. Will, stand up. I call it Mr. Grit because he's not the biggest. He's a lineman. I don't know if y'all can figure that out. He's a lineman, and he played against guys much, much bigger than him, but he found a way. But he found a way because he's mean. And he found a way. His famous saying was, "Can I cut him?" He always wanted to cut the guy in front of him. Yeah, Will, go ahead. All right, but so that's a gritty football player to be undersized and do what you did, Will. And I know you probably didn't feel like a lineman a lot of times, but you were, okay? Mr. Grit, Will Keaty. Antoine, where's Antoine? Hardaway. Antoine, I'm going to tell the same old story I always tell about you, okay? And I'm sorry, but it's your senior year, sports banquet. We were at Greene County Tech. I know Hoyt's probably the only one left. No, don't keep standing. I want them to see you. Me and Hoyt are probably the only two that remember this. Well, John, you do. Reynolds does. We were at Greene County Tech, and you were an 8th grader? 8th grader? He hit a kid the hardest I've ever seen. I don't know if he did it on purpose or on accident, but he hit a kid as hard as I've ever seen any kid that age hit another kid. Broke his helmet, broke his glasses, nose was bleeding. I was like, this kid may not make it. And here pops up Antoine Hardaway. So, to Mr. Grit, that's Mr. Hit, Antoine Hardaway. But I do thank you seniors. Y'all are a special group. Like I said, I've watched y'all grow up into now sitting here. And I told the kids in front of how special Seth's deal is. For a kid that goes to a football program and then gives his life to the armed services like he's doing, that supersedes anything we're talking about right here. So, Seth, I didn't have a Mr. Award for you, but Mr. America. You know what I mean? I don't know. We finished the season in 6-5. We had a third-round playoff that we capped with an end or a loss to Prescott to start the year and a loss to Prescott to end the year. They just had our number all year. As I say your name, please stand up to get your recognition that you deserve. Your individual awards, we had 2 All-Staters this past season. It was Jadarius Reed, Antoine Hardaway. Please stand. All-State honorable mention was Eli Alcorn, Brady Cook, and Brendan Curry. Brendan's not here. All right, guys, thank y'all. All-Conference was Jadarius Reed, Antoine Hardaway, Eli Alcorn, Brady Cook, Brendan Curry, Kylan Crite, Abel Robinson, C.J. Young, Jeremiah Godell, and Isaiah Kendall. Please stand. All-Conference. Thank you, guys. All-Star nominees. These guys are nominated by the coaches in our conference. Does not necessarily mean they will get picked, but one of them has already. but they are the nominees that our conference said these guys need to be in the All-Star game. Are Jadarius Reed, Eli Alcorn, and Antoine Hardaway. And I'm pushing for all three of them to be in that game because it's the first time we've had this game in a while since pre-COVID, so we really need to see these guys in that game, and it'll be special. The Coach Bill Keady Homecoming Award, we always do on homecoming night, goes to the top 2 seniors, not necessarily just by performance, by character, by all kinds of things. And that night, we knew it was going to be a special night, but we had 2 recipients, and they're already on the board out there thanks to the Booster Club, but they were Eli Alcorn and Will Keady. Now for our senior award, it's a voted on award that our team does. We sent out, I Google chatted, text, email, whatever I can get out to get their vote, and it's one senior that the team just says is our guy. It's a guy that we think that represents our team, and for this night really is what it's all about. So our senior award that was voted on by our team tonight was Brady Cook. All right, next in your program is the Steve Rucker Memorial Award, and I'm going to invite Mr. Dallas Neal.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dallas Neal. Nice to meet everybody, and thank you, Mr. Hensley, for inviting me. I see a lot of familiar faces. My guy, Coach Reynolds, man, good to see you, man, and the Keady family and Mr. Black back there. But I'm presenting the Steve Rucker Memorial Scholarship Award. This is an award that's in remembrance of my dad, Steve Rucker, that was a all-state, all-conference running back here, a 1990 graduate here for the Greyhounds, was a state runner-up, part of that Dollarway battle. This is going to be a $1,000 scholarship for any of our it's football seniors, whether you're a manager, water boy, or whatever part of the team. So it is based on athletics, but it's also going to be, it was based on the leadership qualities and things you had going on outside of the sports world. So I was going to only present one award, but it was 2 guys that I felt was deserving of this award. Without further ado, the first award is you heard this guy name a lot tonight. The first award is going to go to Will Keady. All right, and the second award is going to go to Eli Alcorn.
All right, next on your program is the Justin Brown Award. It is awarded to the most outstanding lineman in football that displays characteristics of leadership, hard work, and determination that Justin Brown represented. This player is a true selfless player. He shows great leadership and work ethic and pretty much anything that you would want in a football player lineman. I cheated this year. I've cheated a couple times, and you'll see another cheat I'm going to have in a little bit, but I've cheated this year, and I'm calling a linebacker a lineman. This year's Justin Brown Award goes to Antoine Hardaway.
Roy Thomas Award. Roy Thomas was a young man that was an outstanding player. He was tough. He was a leader. His character was remarkable. But the main thing about Roy was his kindness. You could always depend on him. The young man receiving this award tonight exemplifies that. His leadership on and off the field, his work ethic in the weight room and on the field. Here the coaches say he's one of the smartest players that actually know the game. It was the last baseball game, and we were supposed to play at Riverview. I think it got rained out. We was playing at Harding Academy, and game was over. Me and Luke, Luke's the little manager for the baseball team, we was headed back to the truck, and I got in, and Luke opened the door, and he looked at me, and he said, "Dad, if it's all right, I'd like to ride the bus." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "He's always been there for me, Dad. I mean, being the manager of a little baseball team, he's taking care of me. If he sees me around school, he in the dugout, he looks after me. When I have to ride the bus there, he takes care of me." He said, and I kid you not, he goes, "I love him." He said, "Can I ride the bus home?" I said, "Son, that's good. That really says a lot about him." And the answer is no. Get in the truck. I want to go eat Chick-fil-A. I said, we're going to get that 20-can Chick-fil-A. I said, he'll be at the house all summer. I've enjoyed watching him grow up. Even the time when Chris was a junior and they wrecked my truck and they didn't tell me about it till 6 weeks ago. Thank you for the local farmer that pulled him out. But I tell you what, he is a credit to himself, to his family, and to the coaches and the players that believe in him. The Roy Thomas Memorial Scholarship goes to Brady Cook.
It's another special night. The namesake award is here, and we were talking about it. Come on, Mr. Charles, you can come on up. You said the last time was about 12 years ago that you. So that's special that we know where the award's coming to. The Charles Ballantyne Award is the most prestigious award that a Newport athlete can receive. It is a student athlete that possesses many characteristics, including outstanding character, dependability, perseverance, and work ethic. But above all else, it is an athlete with tremendous attitude towards sports and life itself. This year's Charles Ballantyne Award goes to a great young man that has shown all of these qualities, especially a drive to compete and a perseverance to achieve the goals he sets in front of himself. This is an award that our coaches nominate. It's a special award. It means a lot to this town, this community, and tonight, obviously with him sitting here, this year's Charles Ballantyne Award goes to Malachi Gates. All right, next on your program is the #1 Greyhound Fan Award. I'm going to read my spiel and then I'll speak from the heart. The #1 fan goes to the loyal Greyhound that knows the importance of the hounds and what they are, how they are, what they are to the community. This individual supports their own, but is a true fan of all Greyhounds. I'll just stop right there. I told you I cheated a while ago. I'm cheating again. I always told myself that I would never give this award to an employee of the school. I thought they got a check. You know, why did they need a recognition to be a #1 fan? Because they're not a fan. They're an employee of the school. But why can an employee of the school also not be one of your biggest fans? And I know you guys know how special this man is to you, but I don't know if you really do. And you'll know next year. #1 fan, I can't go any further. #1 fan is Zach Hoyt. All right, now that I got that over with. Caden Johnson, can you come forward and read our poem, please? No. Okay. Can you write it before the poem or after the poem?
He can do it after we do.
Huh?
He come after. We'll let you come after us.
Let you close it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the most amazing thing that we do in Newport, Arkansas, Newport High School, is honor our kids. I've been to a lot of these banquets down through the years. You look at my gray hair and you say, yeah, he's been to a bunch of them. And I have. Got a great honor to speak to the senior class the other day. Talk about how emotional I am about the Greyhounds, and that's what I am. I'm very emotional about being a Newport Greyhound. Sometimes you have change. Sometimes change is good, sometimes it's not so good, but a lot of times you have change. Coach Hines, I was wanting to give you a plaque tonight. You were talking about Janice, and I thought, boy, I wished I had a plaque for Coach Hinesley for putting up with Janice for 8 years. I love you. You may not know Charles Ballantyne. Have you ever heard of Michael Jordan, the basketball player? Well, he was a basketball player at the University of Arkansas. He was an All-American in high school, Newport High School. We're playing the number one team in the country many, many years ago. Michael Jordan was a freshman. Charles was playing for the University of Arkansas. In Pine Bluff, Arkansas, he hits the game-winning shot to beat the number one team in the nation with Michael Jordan on that team. Charles Ballantyne. It's coming. Charles, and I want you to tell this crowd of Greyhound fans, the last time that you and I played one-on-one basketball, you tell them who won.
I let you win.
He let me win. I was 23 years old and he was in the 7th grade, but I beat him. I beat him. Coach Hinesley's been giving out these awards for what, like 8 years? Because you did when Harrison left. A couple of things I just want to say. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being a true hound. All the people's lives that you've affected positively, and hopefully will continue to do so at the elementary school. Your friendship means more to me than your coaching ability, than anything else that you could do in life, because you're a good family man. You have a great family. And we want to take this time, and I'm going to cry. I'm an emotional guy. I've been doing this for 40 years, and he's been here the last 15. Thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. How you doing?
Okay. You can come up, Coach. Come on, Coach.
No story. Mallory?
You're going to tell a story, though.
No, we're not. Mallory? Harper? Hudson, please. Come on.
I had a few stories I was going to tell, and then I kind of looked at the crowd and thought maybe they're not suitable for this environment.
Appreciate that.
But this plaque here that we're going to present, Coach Mark Hinesley and his family, says, great coach is hard to find and impossible to forget. And on behalf of the Newport community, we want to thank you for your dedication, direction, and inspiration, motivation, passion, and support to the Newport Greyhound student athletes. Coach Hinesley. Get in with that. And as always,
go Hound! No, do it again. Loud, loud, loud. One time. One time for Coach Mark Hinesley. As always, go Hound!
Y'all ready? Love the game. Love the game for the pure joy of accomplishment. Love the game for everything it can teach you about yourself. Love the game for the feeling of belonging to a group of endeavoring to do its best. Love the game for the challenge of working harder than you ever have at something and then harder than that. Love the game because at its best, the game tradition will include your contribution. Love the game because you belong to a long line of fine athletes who loved it. It is now your legacy. Love the game so much that you will pass your love of the game to another athlete who has your dedication, your work, your challenges, your triumphs, and then that athlete will, because of you, love the game.
I know I left my notes somewhere. Boyd, I'm not going to let him forget, tomorrow is free physical night, right? Say again.
3:30. If anybody didn't get any, or son, daughter didn't bring it back home, I have some on the table over there. We'll start at 3:30 tomorrow.
Remember how important free physical night is. It's a free physical, right? And you'll get that over there tomorrow. Any athlete 7 through 12. Starting at 3:30 over there. Thank you for everybody that came, that helped, that give their time this year. On behalf of the coaches, thank you. Go Hounds. Thank you.